I just wanted to take a quick minute and show you what root rot looks like. If you've done any hydroponic growing, or plan to, you'll probably run into root rot at least once in your life. So I thought I'd show you the symptoms, what it looks like if it happens, and what you can do to prevent it and maybe even cure it. So on the right here, we have a healthy, enormous, overgrown plant, healthy nonetheless. I've been eating it, as you can see here. In the middle, we have a plant that is okay, but is starting to show signs of root rot. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And over here, we have a plant that looks like this. So what's going on here? This plant is beyond help. It's not editable. You can't eat it. Feed it to the chickens, compost it, whatever, but I wouldn't recommend eating it. The roots look like this. They're brown, they're gross, they've got fuzzy stuff growing on them, the water's discolored, and it smells funny. This is what advanced root rot looks like, and this is what it will do to your plants. This plant is just starting to show the signs of root rot. So you see this leaf right here, how it's kind of floppy and not very healthy looking compared to these up here, which are crisp and delicious. This is what happens when you start to get root rot. When the roots rot because of bacteria or fungus or something else, they lose the ability to uptake water and nutrients, and other things in the plants die. So that's why it's bad. Look at these roots. They're just starting to turn. They don't look as brown and gross as the other ones, but they're pretty far gone. So this plant may or may not be salvageable at this point. Since it's lettuce, I'm probably just going to cut it off and eat the healthy portion, the healthy leaves. But if you had a longer lived plant, like a pepper plant or something, you might want to take some steps to cure it. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. This healthy plant over here, man, it's kind of tipping over, is, like I said, healthy. It's overgrown and enormous for various sundry reasons, mostly because I haven't had time to eat lettuce, which sounds weird, but you know, it's true. Sometimes life, kids, work. The roots down here are white and healthy. They look fine. This plant is doing great and looks like this. So that's what a healthy plant looks like. Let's talk prevention. How could I have prevented that from happening and this from happening? And why does this one look so good? This one looks so good. Well, first of all, this one had an air stone in it. It provided an oxygen-rich environment which prohibited bacteria and fungus from growing and allowed the plant to thrive. This one was grown in a standard cracky setup, as was that one, which means there was no air pump, and I didn't change the water, and I didn't do anything to clean it out or anything like that. And the problem with these two was time. I left these in here for almost 2 months without really changing the water or cleaning it out, which is too long. If you do that, you're just asking for trouble. If you're going to have a longer lived plant and you want to grow cracky style without a pump or anything like that, you're probably going to have to change your water or sterilize your bucket or equipment sometime in the middle of the grow. That's one thing you can do to prevent it. Well, two things. Oxygenate your water or clean it out once in a while. Those are the two best things. Now let's talk cures. How can I cure this plant? That one over there, you cannot cure. That one's gone. How could I cure this one though? The thing that I've done, the only thing that I've done that has actually had success is I've added hydrogen peroxide to the water. I'll take that 29% hydrogen peroxide, dump this water out, put 3 milliliters per gallon in here, 24 hours, let it sit, dump it. Then put in fresh water, let it sit for 24 hours, dump it, and then put back in the nutrients. And that will generally take care of any bacteria or anything that's in there. In this case, you're not going to save these leaves. They're not going to come back. But you can cut those off. It'll keep growing. Like I said, if you had a pepper plant or something else you wanted to keep growing for longer, you just cut off the damaged plant material and it'll come back and be fine. Another thing people do to prevent, which I have not tried, is add in a good bacteria, where the good bacteria will outcompete the bad bacteria and prevent it from taking over. So that is root rot. There's a million reasons why you can get it, but those are some of the most common ones, some of the most common ways to prevent it, and some of the most common ways to cure it. So I hope your plants look like this, or I hope you eat them before they get quite this big. and they don't look like this, but if they do, you know what to do now. And if they look like this, I'm sorry. But thanks for watching. Bye-bye.